Like the swing thing. We went under there and I showed her my penis. And I'm like, I was 6, but it's still this penis.
Yes.
It's still the same penis
that
I showed to
the same size?
I just flopped out for a girl. I was like, look at that.
So there you go. There's that.
And imagine if someone came in.
Thoughts, qualms, questions?
I don't want to be pulled up.
GMat.
Is there anything for dessert or something?
Oh, Mario!
Oh my God!
Woo.
Hometown Spider-Man.
Yay. I need help with doing a push-up.
This is still going?
Yep.
Then it wasn't a book, it was an experience.
You know what I've been
It
thinking
was a
about?
play after that, baby.
What I've been thinking about since last week's podcast that has just shook my existence, rocked me at my core,
The cup?
which people on the podcast wouldn't have seen it unless
Haven't
you're
seen it yet.
on the Patreon. It's on the post show for whatever the last episode was.
Oh, so that's not in the podcast?
No, that was the post show thing.
Oh, you got to add it to this podcast.
No, I want people to pay money to see the mug break.
Okay.
Got to give them a little.
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, the mug shattered.
Spoiler alert.
One fucking.
See, whatever happened to the mug, who knows?
Yeah. Shattered. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, of course it did.
Yeah, you just one.
And that wasn't even. It was a fairly hard stomp, but I could stomp harder.
Yeah, and it went everywhere.
Yeah.
It just shattered and just flew off
Every
into bits
shard
and
of
pieces.
porcelain
I've never seen Beck
sea.
so mad in my whole life. I was so uncomfortable.
I just didn't want the dog to hurt her little feet.
Yeah.
It's her feet we're worried about.
Yeah.
Like, you
It
go,
was escalating stupidity because it was like break the mug and you're like, oh, break the mug, okay, whatever, content.
Just
This
do
is
it
a shit mug, we don't
outside.
care. And then he's like, okay, go. What? Wait, what? They're like, bits are gonna go fucking everywhere. He's like, no, it'll just go. If it even breaks, we'll just go like clunk.
That's what I thought. I
Then
thought.
I'm immediately picking up a piece right by the door. Like, what is
Like,
this?
I saw it just.
Tiny bits everywhere.
Yeah, look, if it went outside, it would have been more of a pain in the ass to clean. And
What was more shattered, the mug or your confidence in your own opinions?
my confidence in my opinions? Yeah.
Fair
So
enough.
how many
And the-
people have been fingered now, baby?
No, I still guarantee that's
He guarantees it. Well,
fingerings.
That's.
But
hard
by the
to
way, that's
prove
the first
empirically.
time where I've just been on my own as well. I was like out in a sea of like doubt, and everyone else was like, "You're an idiot," and I was like,
there was no doubt.
There's zero doubt.
And I
in this
went-
room.
No, I was out in the sea of doubt. No, I wasn't. Anyways, I was alone.
You were in a
You
sea
saw
of
us
truth.
in a
I was
small
on a-
dinghy in a sea of doubt, and then he stepped on the mug, and you realised what we were in was not a dinghy. We were on the island, and you were treading water, sinking quickly.
holding my bricks.
Is that a shark?
That's
Yeah,
so fucking
I was.
funny.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the quality of the mug. Or,
Well, see, I'm annoyed now because it was a good mug,
yeah.
and that was the mug that was in
There's
my brain.
no
I was
way.
like, he couldn't break that. mug.
couldn't-
Here's the
that
thing,
mug.
guys. Who's going to drive Aidan to the hospital after he tries to stomp on this mug and breaks his foot?
Yeah.
I was
Like you were
concerned
really
for your foot.
You were so concerned for my foot.
I was like, do you want to put a boot on or something? And you were like, I'll go barefoot.
Yeah, I could have done it barefoot. I would have cut my foot to the bejesus because I broke into so many pieces.
It did. It shattered, and so was I.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm trying to readjust my worldview now this week because I don't know what to believe, what to think.
This is like after that guy told me I interrupt people, and I couldn't live for more than a week.
It was like every social event for the next 3 weeks,
I was like,
sitting around with a group of people who don't even listen to the podcast, and you're like, but do I interrupt everyone?
Everyone, you guys all unanimously vote on when I can have a turn to talk, please. Thank you.
getting
was fun.
gaslighted by everybody.
Gaslighted. Is it gaslighting if it's true?
No, but like then there'll be situations where I wouldn't have interrupted, and Matt would have been like, Matt would say,
Sorry, I won't finish my thought then.
"Eggs, thank you." Case in point, you motherfuckers. I can't trust either of you.
You can trust
You
me.
can.
I can't
said the
trust
mug was
either
going to
of you.
shatter into a million bits, and it did. I can be trusted.
Can't trust me in that. Yeah.
I
When it
can't
comes
trust
to
you on
mug,
mug-related issues.
But he's not trying to gaslight you. He just doesn't know mugs.
Do you think I've got a mug at home? Is this going to be the mug breaking podcast? It might be. I got a mug at home that's in the shape of Carnage, the Spider-Man villain.
in the shape.
In the shape of Carnage. It's just his head.
Oh,
it's
okay.
about that big. That I don't think I could break with my foot. I'll send a picture of it to you, and you can post it on wherever.
I don't care what it is. I know it'll break now.
Nah, you got to see the size.
See,
of
now
this
he's
thing.
gone the other way.
You go,
I
well,
think
everything
can break.
breaks.
Oh, really?
I think if you stood on I think it's you. I think if you stood on a brick, it would shatter. I don't know what's going on with those shoes.
I was wearing Converse that day, I think.
Yeah, that true. That was what got me worried. I was like,
You're
no,
like-
these are just flat. You're gonna land. It's
They got
gonna.
no support. You're dead. You're dead meat.
I'm bad with mug related things. Beck filled up the kettle the other day, and I went out and made myself a mug because there was plenty of water in there for two. And she came in and went, "You motherfucker!" I was like, "There's plenty of water." I was like, "Oh, I guess there wasn't."
I think maybe you're just a mugless family.
Yeah.
Mugs are not for you. You can't be trusted with mugs.
You guys need to get those.
Drink our
Glass
coffee out of a
mugs.
bowl.
Or just hold it in your fingers like you do with sugar.
Foolproof.
Imagine if we never figured out a way to drink things without our hands, but everything else progressed the way it did.
Yeah.
But there's no glass, there's no mug. We never thought, oh, you know what we could do? We could do like that. So we'd just be like, you enjoying your soup? Yeah, Mum,
picturing
it's delicious.
all the girls at the bar like shots.
But what's the bottle in? Because that could be a glass, so the bottle's just in a bucket.
I thought it was just. Oh yeah, okay, all right.
There's no liquid receptacle at all.
I'll tell you what, though, there is no better feeling than like waking up in the morning and scooping cold water into your mouth straight from the tap. Like, do
I've
other
never
people do
done
that?
that.
It's so satisfying.
I roll over.
I
in
feel like
slow
I'm
motion.
drinking from a lily pad and I'm like a wolf in the forest.
like a wolf drinking from a lily pad. I feel like a wolf's just.
Do you do that noise though? Because that is.
Is it like
I don't know.
Dumbledore?
I've never really watched myself.
Is it like Dumbledore drinking that poison?
Yeah,
That
kind of.
looks satisfying. I know that he's drinking
Yeah.
poison. It's horrible.
It looks yummy.
but it's like it's like in this thing, and he has to like scoop it in like
Ladle.
a shell. Oh god damn!
That's a good word, ladle.
Is that when they're surrounded by water and they're on like a rock thing?
and like
yeah.
the
See, I've seen them, but-
zombies.
And he's on the raft. He's surrounded by water on a
And he
raft. He's
does
like, you
this.
can't break that mug, Harry.
My
and it's fully a jump scare and I hate it. To block my ears
Yeah,
every
yeah,
time.
yeah.
I
Harry
just
gets
cut out the
dragged in.
middleman with the water tap thing. Just straight from the tap.
Yeah, I'm
Go
a
get it from the
straight from the
source.
tap guy.
Don't sully it with your hands.
My
Don't you get it
cheeks
all in
pretty
your
much.
beard and everything?
Yeah, but that's
the hands
part of
is
the
going to make that
experience.
worse though.
My brother used to do that, like when he brushed his teeth and he's got shit all over his face, and he would, like the tap would be like that, and he'd be like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no,
not
no.
they're like
in your
fucking, like
mouth.
putting his mouth on
No,
the
this is
tap
not
like
gonna
a
tap.
fucking animal.
I'm like, if this is
Yummy.
the tap, I'm like,
I'll try that, but it gets messy.
and then I rinse,
Like a
and I
flute
wash the
player.
then I wash the tap, because if I've got toothpaste on the tap, I don't want toothpaste build up on the tap because that's rank.
Yeah, you gotta wipe your face first.
You do like a
Yeah,
flautist. Just rest your mouth on the edge. And never touch the tap.
Do you never touch the flute?
No, that's where the germs are.
You touch it with your face, but yeah, it rests just under your chin.
No, I approximate. I'm an expert.
What the fuck is proximation?
You don't need a reference by touching the side of your mouth on the thing. You're
Oh,
just like,
wow.
I know where the water is. I'm going to get in underneath that. It can have a little air gap between the tap and my mouth. It just go. It's a straight line. Gravity's doing all the work there.
Yeah.
Depends on the kind of tap. Some taps just, I don't know.
If I was in space, and it was zero gravity, I'd have to flute the tap because
Yeah.
you don't know where it's going to go.
It's
True.
there's no
It's like
way
being
to know.
underwater.
But gravity's always it's a straight
Why
line.
does it go both ways in no gravity?
It just goes.
It should just
anyway.
stay there. It shouldn't go like this. It would go, if you turned a tap on in space, it should just ball around the top of the
I think it kind of does, but then there's
ball around
whatever
the edge
because
of
you
the spout.
gravity is no longer a factor, so it's whatever the other factors are, like you breathing
Which
or
is
something would
the
knock it, or
water
like you
going.
move your arm and the air.
But there's no air.
But
'cause
also
you're in
there's
space.
a pump.
There's air.
There's no air in space.
You're not in space. I'm talking like in the International Space Station or something.
Oh,
like when you're
talking-
floating
I thought
around.
You were talking. You're on a spacewalk,
and there's a
and
pump.
there's a tap on the outside.
but
of
the
the
water will be
space
frozen
station.
then.
There's a
That's a good
pump
point.
system. There's a pump system in the tap, so it'd send it a little bit
That's
out.
it, right? But when Ben did this, I thought, oh, it would do that, and I thought, no, of course it wouldn't do that
It might.
because of the laws of gravity.
My entire understanding of how things on the space station work are from that episode of The Simpsons where Homer's got the chips
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
You never seen that guy, Dr. Chris
Yeah.
Hadfield,
Yeah.
and he does like, I'm going to wash my hair on the space station. He's like this
Oh, he's in.
American
And
or
he
is it
does
Canadian?
Space Oddity in
general
space.
Yeah.
Space Oddity in space. That's cool.
I do
So
know.
just oddity.
He opens up.
Oddity.
He does that. Open up the can at the bottom of the ocean as well, doesn't he?
He did open a can at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, you're going all fucking
He's been
ways.
both ways.
Yeah.
He can't help
Yeah,
himself.
he's awesome. I
And
like
then
him.
to get away from my fucking kids.
So he washes his hair in space. It's cool.
It is
as.
cool. Yeah.
And he's like, all right, there's water droplets everywhere. Just vacuums the air.
Remember the weird kid from school used to put their mouth over the tap?
At the bubbler,
Yeah.
I was thinking of that. Just
That's
as
what
we
I
were
thought
saying
about
that.
when my brother.
The most annoying kids at school were the ones that used to stick tambark in the bubbler hole.
Fuck them.
Because then you'd go not knowing there was tambark and it'd be like, you know what I mean? Like it just fucking ping you right in the eyes or hit you in the back of the throat. You know what I'm talking?
Well, no, I would check for tan bark first.
Oh, you're
do my due
yeah.
diligence.
I'd be talking, and then bubbling.
I believed it.
But I would be looking at you until I hit the bubble.
Anyway, so my portfolio. 1 second, I'm parched.
Exactly right. I was hustling.
There was if you took off like the back of the like ours came in a box. It was like a box thing, a tall
what
box,
do
the
you got?
bubbler.
You had one bubbler. I had
Does
Like
everybody-
bubblers all
I
over
had
the
like
school.
I had like
Well,
a trough.
Does
no,
everybody call them bubblers? Is that a normal thing?
A drinking
I
fountain.
thought
We
that
just
was
called them a
funny
tap.
when you said it. Yeah,
I did a bubbler, maybe.
I was always called it a bubbler.
Maybe.
it's a tap.
But in high school, I didn't call it the bubbler, but I also never went to the fucking bubbler. You know what I mean?
Either way,
With sparkling water.
I had my Perrier delivered to me.
yeah, I had a man.
the ones that were like a standing their own thing.
Yeah, I know
you could
what you're
adjust the pressure. You could open up the side of it and change the pressure.
Oh, well?
Yeah, and then they we went through this back and forth in high school with the tech teachers, where we'd like get it open, and then we change the thing, and they go okay, and then they would like screw it in. They'd screw in the thing that you could take off, and then kids would unscrew it, and then they welded the whole thing on there,
Sure.
and then people would just like, because the metal was like
Thin.
razor thin, just
Yeah,
like aluminium, and people would just like cut into it, and then all the water fountains at our school just look like a professor's jacket, just all these patches just of metal that they've just loose metal from projects welded on the side of this thing.
Oh, that'd be so fucking annoying. Because everybody just wanted it as very, very high, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, if you
Keep it high.
bring a water bottle,
Imagine being those kids like, that's what you're putting your time into in high school? Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to bring the circular saw. We're gonna bring the angle grinder
Yeah.
to school because they've welded it up. We've got to get to the water pressure. Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you go with your homework? Mike, did you touch that at all?
seem
No,
to have
my
a lot of-
homework was going to Bunnings today.
you have a lot of insight in this, Ben.
And no, ours were like old brick things.
Yeah, I couldn't adjust the water temperature or pressure either.
No, I meant just like ignoring their work to fuck around.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't.
I didn't do
You
that.
know, there was a point where I was like, I would sweat it out when we had homework, and it was like something that you'd have to present or do with the class. Like, it wasn't just put it in the teacher's tub, or even if it was like, are they going to check that I haven't done it? Oh my god. And then it got to a point where I was like, I didn't check. I didn't get in trouble, or I did get in trouble. Like, you didn't do it, and I was like, the 1 minute of them being like, why don't you do your homework? Maybe like, because I don't know, was way better than sitting there for an hour doing the homework.
Yeah,
so I'm
agreed.
just going to take that from now on. And then they just stopped asking, and
The
then
homework.
they never failed me. So
The homework facilitated your learning.
really, the joke's on them.
No,
I took
I
the-
did all my homework.
I took the pressure, but I didn't do any study either. So when I got to Sax and I was about to go into a Sac realizing I knew nothing,
You'd panic.
I'd panic and I'd be like, oh, fuck. And then when it was over, I was like, wow, it's over now. You know what
Really?
I remember my IT exam, year 12. I remember getting in there and reading the thing. I was like, we did not cover any of this. I will guarantee that none of, I don't know what any of this is. This is all like computer shit. And I'm like, that makes sense because of the class, but I don't remember her talking about any of this. I remember like right at the start, we did an Excel spreadsheet or something, and she said a little bit of computery stuff. But then she never covered any of that again. It was mostly yelling and maybe a bit of crying. And we played Halo.
Where are all the questions about the helicopter game?
Blood gulch.
The only reason I didn't
So much
get,
blood gulch.
like, I got a very low ATAR score, which for for the people overseas, that's like our, I don't know, what's the equivalent? Your
GPA.
the thing that
GP.
gets you into
Yeah.
It's a
university.
university and that. I got a pretty low one, but I got it bumped up because I aced my media exam because I did media distance ed, so I had to do it online because there weren't any classes at our school. And then when you do your exam for that, they just put you in a room by yourself. And I just took in, folded up bits of paper in my socks, I wrote notes on like my inside of my arm. And like when the teacher went away, there was just one door with a tiny window that they could look through. And I was a good kid, so they weren't going to like come and check on me all the time. So I just took the note out, put it under my exam, and then did my exam, and then pulled it out every now and again. Totally cheated on my media exam just to get all the...
And it got bumped up.
Quote unquote
at my
good
school,
kid.
All the artsy subjects got downgraded.
Yeah.
So that's lucky.
And media got, yeah, well, I still had a very low score because, like I said, I went into my legal exam knowing nothing. Not a fucking
I'm
thing.
assuming you didn't pass a legal exam considering what you did for your media exam.
I think I passed them all. But like I was at the precipice of failing. I was on that like, yeah. It wasn't like uni. I remember being annoyed when I got to uni and they were like, you need to get 45% to pass. And I was like, what? 45%? This is a fucking prison.
What is the policy on bringing bits of paper into the exams at this university?
I remember telling my mum about that at like whatever last family thing we had. And I thought, oh, this would be a funny story. And I remember she sat there for like 45 minutes just like wrapping
You were
her
the
around
chosen one.
Yeah. I'm shocked.
That was fun.
No.
I was really, really stoked when I walked out of there and like got in my car because I was driving at the time. And then
Ocean's
I
one.
got home, walked in my bedroom, shut the door, and I was like, did I just do that? It's like driving home from a heist and being like, oh, I think we got away with it.
Just go to a random warehouse somewhere and park the car and get into, and you go, what? Get into a new van, put on your ambulance uniform and drive away. No, it can't have been me cheating on that exam. I'm an ambulance man, obviously.
Oh, let's do the podcast. Let's start the podcast.
Oh, boy.
GMat. Yay. Hello and welcome to episode 199.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, of the GMat podcast.
Yeah, you better win your fight because I'm coming on your ass, boy. I'm coming for that ass. Pause.
Today's episode of the GMat podcast is brought to you by our merch, which is available at teespring.com/stores/GMat. Go get yourself a mug. Why not? A mug, shirt, a jumper. Get a little bit of everything. That intro is brought to you by me. We're out of intros. Send them to contact@therealgmat.tv or submit them in the Discord and we'll play them on the podcast live and we'll either laugh or get angry at you. And if you want to support the show, you want to support us and help us to keep making content, head over to patreon.com/the GMat podcast to see a mug break and get extra content from the post show. Cut the music. Welcome, everybody, to the GMat experience. My name is GMat. I'm a host of the GMat podcast.
Hello.
I'm joined by the three favourite people in my life. On my left, Becky J, producing the thing.
Hi.
Across from me, Aidan.
Hi, how you going?
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
To my right, Ben J.
Thank you so much.
And say again. What's wrong, Ed?
Is that the truth?
Yeah, sure.
3 most important people in your life?
They're announced in reverse order, though.
It's just
I'm middle either way. That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
that doesn't bottom me.
I ain't buttered.
That's what I thought you said. I think you said that
You
doesn't.
did.
I thought-
You 100% said that.
did you say that doesn't bottom me?
Yep.
Hold on. No, let's bring it back down. Bring it back down.
Look at my hair now.
You look like a fool. I got a haircut. Thanks for noticing.
Called me to ask me how much it would cost you.
That's true because I couldn't remember.
No, that last question. That last statement wasn't for the people.
That
of the
wasn't okay.
podcast.
Yep.
Isn't that a question for the barber more than Aidan?
Yeah, he called me. He said, "Do you remember how much your haircut cost?"
Because I booked it and forgot to ask.
I don't know.
And then he called his hairdresser and was like, do you want to do a stream later?
Doesn't it charge you when you book it online?
No, you just put in your information so that if you cancel, they can take your money.
Oh, mine charges me before I go
I think you can ask them to just charge it.
because I don't pay. I just leave.
I had cash, so I wanted to use
out.
cash.
I walk out.
Like,
And
fuck
the
you.
last time I walked out very upset, and I told the barber, so I'm not going back there.
Whoa, what happened?
Well, he made me look like Ellen DeGeneres a bit,
Okay.
and I was mad because what I
quite a
asked him to
haircut.
do.
Not our guy.
Our guy.
Which one's your guy?
You know, our friend, our
Tom-
mutual friend.
No, I don't have him cut my hair.
Okay.
I have another one to cut my hair.
And what's he look like?
He's got red hair,
He's the guy that did my hair. And he did this bit.
and it's weird.
Long.
And it's weird, right?
It's like a
No,
it's like a
I
bowl
like
cut.
your hair. I like your hair a lot. Looks good. What happened to me was I said I'd like a short fade here,
Uh-huh.
right? So I wanted to fade it there and then sort of integrate it so it was long at the top. Does that make sense?
So I've never every time a barber asks me that question, what do you want? I just say I had a haircut.
I know exactly what I want.
That's so interesting.
I even had a picture, and what he did instead was instead of leaving some length up here, he just shaved it from here to there,
Yeah.
and then left me long on top.
Oh,
and I
the Hitler
did
Youth
not
haircut.
enjoy that at all.
See, that's what he did for me, but that's what I go for.
Yeah, I used to like it, but now I like a little bit more length because I like sort of a more situation. I don't know what that means.
I
I
get what
like
you mean.
length. Like I just like to go back and have a little bit of a flowy sort of look. And he didn't give me that, and I was really upset. And I was like, "Hey, this is not what I asked for." And he was like, "Yeah, sorry, man." Yeah, because
I was thinking about other shit while I was doing your hair.
He was talking nonstop about his rent problems
He just bought a house.
How far into the haircut were you like, he's fucked this?
straight away.
Yeah.
Because he started, because I said, and again, I look, there's this much here, right? And I wanted like here.
Right.
Sorry, I'm not talking to the mic at all. I wanted here to be shaved, not
On your
even
side?
shaved, just
Sorry,
a lot
audio
trim-
listeners,
a lot smaller,
along the side.
and then that to be like lengthy, like
Yeah.
just
It fades up, it
like
moves
to
up.
fade it up.
Yeah.
But what he did was, and I was like, okay,
Just
cool.
straight up
just
to the
straight up,
yeah.
take it all off, which is just not okay.
See, that's what I want, and still I
undercut.
wasn't happy
I didn't want to undercut.
because of the long bit here. I was like,
Yeah.
why is that?
Well, it's either how else do you? I guess how else do you?
Because
get
they
around
cut
that?
they do that right up short,
Yeah.
and they make it so that nothing falls down here. So now I've got falling down on both
But
sides.
falling down on both sides, right now,
I can
looks
make
good.
it. I can make it work, but it wasn't what I wanted.
Yes,
Really, that's smart business. Because do you want to give a man 10 haircuts over 10 years or one haircut for the rest of his life? If he does it perfectly the first time, you're never going to go back because you never want another haircut.
that's true.
But if he does it a little bit bad every time, you have to keep going back and getting it changed.
It's
How does hair work?
yeah. Sorry, you've forgotten. It's taken me.
He was
how,
bald
like,
as well, which
4
is
months
disconcerting.
to grow my hair back. I think the last haircut I got was in summer.
And was it that one?
It was that one, and it's taken me
Summer.
that long to get my hair cut. I mean, like to grow it back out to where I'm happy with it again.
Toby Daston's got a fresh cut. You should go to his guy.
I do like this place.
What's he?
It's
Does Tony
expensive,
still have
but-
long hair.
No. You got a nice haircut.
Ooh.
But and he was talking about how his barber was telling him all the tricks of the trade, like never go to a barber who's got black like walls because you
Okay.
can't see it when they're showing you the haircut because the walls are too dark and
Sure.
they throw the mirror around and you can't see if it's shitty and then you leave. He knows all the secrets and so
$40 for a haircut.
45.
Jesus.
That's why I said I gotta have that beer because
Yeah,
you can have a
that's what I
free
was gonna
beer.
say,
You can have
get
as
a
many
beer.
beers as you want, but I was like, I'm gonna have 6.
drink
Yeah.
your body weight. Yeah.
Did you have a beer?
I did, yeah.
It's the thing is, I usually book my haircut for 11 o'clock, and I don't want a beer at 11 o'clock.
Mine was in the morning as well, but I went, I'm paying $45. I'm drinking a fucking beer.
Yeah.
And then I just felt like for the rest of the
Yeah,
day, I was
which
like, my
beer did you get?
tummy's full.
A Furphy?
No, they had dry.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and they had dry the first time I went there. I was like, this is cool.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
what
it's
sold
not
me.
bad, but I got one really good haircut there from a guy that just doesn't exist anymore, and no one remembers him, and it's really upsetting me.
He was an illusion.
It's kind of funny listening to you complain about $40 haircuts. The reason
is, yeah.
I never get my haircut is because sitting down in a hairdresser's chair as a woman, you can ask for fucking 1 inch off. It's $110.
Yeah, it is wild how much more expensive it is.
Ridiculous.
That is
Never
wild.
understood that.
It's a scam.
I mean, that's absurd. And getting your hair coloured, my sisters got their hair coloured recently, and they told me how much it cost, and I almost choked.
It's ridiculous.
And how long it takes. I've got 2 friends that are blondes, but aren't blonde, right? They're brunettes by birth. So they, yeah, by rights, they're,
Assigned brunette at birth.
that's right. So
From House Brunette.
they're from House Brunette, third of their name, and they go blonde just for a choice. And that takes like 4 hours.
Well, sometimes longer.
Sometimes weeks, like you have to come back for multiple.
Again and
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
Why?
But you can 2 birds with one stone it because when else are you going to get to read Who magazine from the 1990s? So
Right. I remember one of my friends, one of the people that are from this house, from House Brunette, is a uni friend of mine, and we were in crunch time uni assignment mode, and they were like, "Well, I can't schedule anything for Tuesday because I've got my hair appointment." I was like, what do you mean? Like that was the whole day. They
Tuesday
were going
hair day.
blonde.
yeah.
Remember a girl from school who got married when she was like 18? Like she was from a very wealthy family. There's this collection of people from the town of Tatura who get married very young. Anyways, they were very rich. And I remember they were talking about the wedding. And they're like, yeah, it was like $100,000 wedding. Like
Whoa.
a crazy wedding.
Whoa.
And I remember them saying, somebody said who was on the bridal party when they did all the bride's hair and they did like they dyed and did like a thing for all the bridesmaids, and it ended up being like $6,000 or $7,000 to just book that person for the day to do everybody's hair. It was like the week before the wedding. It was like wines and champagnes and like do the hair, and it was like that's so much fucking money.
That's so much.
Wedding
Sounds
stuff
like
is
a waking nightmare.
It's like a government contract though. You just bump up the price because it's for your wedding. Oh
Yeah.
well, that's going to be way more expensive. Then.
Yeah.
It's because you want this stuff because you need to.
Photographer, I'll have to get the special wedding camera.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have to put on suspenders that day and a white shirt. So
Suspenders cost
If you want me to iron my shirt,
$4,000 or
that's $800.
$5,000. And do you know what? People pay it.
All I do.
Yeah, you might as well.
Because it's the special day.
Oh, you want the jalapeno poppers? Unfortunately, each jalapeno is $100. Like, okay, I guess I will.
Because it's all got to be perfect. Because you need to get it all videoed and looking perfect.
That's
so
right.
There's something to throw on the lawn when you get divorced.
I think I'm just gonna like bill it as a funeral. Like when we'll
Those
call
are
up
expensive
places.
too.
And
The funerals are no
fine, I'll
cheaper.
bill it as a 10-year-old's birthday party.
Yep.
Yeah, we want a wedding clown. Birthday clown. Fuck.
Yeah. Dude, funerals are fucking extortion. You're sad? Pay me for
That's
it.
so fucked
Yeah,
up.
because they're too tired to fight.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Yeah, and they take advantage of it.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Have you ever been involved in a family?
The coffin is a weird one. The box you want to decorate it. Well, just they're trash now.
Put
They're
it
just-
in a balsa wood box.
Yeah. Just put them in a bag. I'll bring the bag from home.
It's literally for people to look at for 2 hours at the funeral.
Although
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be getting buried.
How much would you like to pay for this compost?
Yeah. It's
I don't know.
cremation's more expensive.
Is it?
Yeah.
I love that you can go to Costco for
A
a coffin that still,
And you can get a cot right next to it.
and it's the last thing you see as you
Circle
go out,
alive.
which I feel like is like symbolic. As you walk out of that Costco and they've got the coffins.
You're walking out of the Costco with 2 hot
It
dogs.
does feel like an attack when I've got
And you
2
walk
hot
past
dogs.
you walk
You
past
can taste
fucking
the salt.
coffin. You're like, oh,
Your coffin
God.
from acid reflux. You're like, oh, hello. It's not really a window browsing thing.
That one looks comfy.
And what happens? Do you go and buy it and you have to take it out?
No, I'm sure they store it.
Like you're going out and there's people at the door like, can I check your card? Thank you and sorry for your loss.
I think you've just got to time it right so that you go in there, eat enough hot dogs, and then just lay down in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the plot, actually, is the most expensive part of your funeral, of your death.
The bit of land.
To buying the place that they will inevitably bury you.
Is it illegal to just take Ellie every fucking week? Is it impossible? Is it illegal to take someone just out into a field and bury them in the field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit.
I think there's
I mean,
possibly a
especially
permit
if
you can
killed
get.
that person as well. That's
for, like-
quite illegal.
What if it's your land?
I think for religious
you can-
reasons you can do
Okay.
that. Maybe.
You can, if you die and you want Beck to bury you over there, she can do that.
Hell yeah.
But also, I don't think she can leave sell the property without saying, hey, by the way, Matt's under the porch.
Yeah.
I don't
It's not
think.
like
Don't
Yeah,
put
I
the
don't know.
pool there.
I don't think it's a dog.
Yeah.
And the politics, I know this because there's for whatever reason, there's been something around that in my family recently. No one died.
Idiot burial ground.
No.
Sorry, I was talking about
Oh, yeah.
that joke. It was in my head and I was trying to piece it together.
I'm just going to go for it.
Hey guys, remember 40 seconds ago? Idiot burial ground.
Very good.
Keep going.
The plots, buying a plot is super political within the cemetery as well.
Plot-idical.
I should say religious.
I'm not going to be
religious
buried next to
political.
any fucking woke lefty
Well, yeah.
snowflakes.
Not the fucking Anglicans.
Yeah, the Anglicans I can't come across that thing. And she was married to a Greek, so she can't be in the Italian place because I know she's
I get
Italian.
it.
It's wild.
I don't really get it.
It's really wild.
Here's the thing, though. They're dead. Put them anywhere.
That's right.
You either go where
that's
we
right.
got this plot that was cheap, or you go in the bin.
That's right. I either want a mausoleum all to myself, a family mausoleum, but only for me, or I want to be cremated and I don't know.
Sprinkled all over your mausoleum.
Sprinkled all over the mausoleum. But either way, I have a mausoleum.
You just open the mausoleum and it's gold on the inside and then a stand, a plinth, and then you're just there in your little cup. And a picture of you next to it, like pointing at it like...
What I'd actually like is to be cremated and then have the ashes put into a 3D printer along with that polycarbonate, whatever it is, and print out a 3D version of me.
Like the
Okay.
Han Solo.
Yeah.
Stuck in the
No, but
carbonite.
like that big. You know,
Just a
so
tiny
it's
little
just
one.
like me, and I'm like, hey, and it's my ashes in there, so technically it is me.
Someone can hang you from their car mirror.
No, and then I'm on the plinth in the middle of the mausoleum.
Or they walk into the plinth and they get to the plinth.
They walk into the plinth.
They they walk into the mausoleum to look at the plinth, and when they pass like a laser that they can't see, you get quietly lowered down behind them like this.
And I'm really big.
So when they turn around,
I like that.
yeah,
Or
You know
is it
what
like a
you
hologram?
should do?
Yeah.
Be on the plinth, the little U,
Yeah.
and a giant mausoleum that's the size of like this whole house, but it's one door that goes in, and you're right in the way in the door, so people open the door and have to like step around you to the big empty open room.
I wonder what else is in his mausoleum. Absolutely nothing.
This is it. He's just right in the doorway,
That's such a great
and on
idea.
the epitaph it just says, "Oops, excuse me,
Just gonna squeeze right past it.
Oh, that's awesome.
scusi, scusi."
So don't mind me. So sorry. Oh, that's great. So if I die soon,
got it taken care of,
Yeah, put together a very, very large mausoleum and that.
and a bit of you in every corner of the mausoleum.
Absolutely. Kidding?
Have Here's something exciting that I've been looking forward to.
Funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
Put on your laughing shoes, fuckheads.
It's time for
Bruce jokes. I have no idea what happened there. So I got this today, and
the fucking disappointment in your eyes just now.
hi GMat team. Haven't got jokes, but I wrote a bunch of terribly mean shit a while ago and forgot to send them through when it was still relevant.
Okay.
If you wish to respond to any, please write your comment down on a small note, fold it up, and then book a time with me to come thumb it into my asshole. Kind regards, the team at Bruce Jokes.
This is just leftover roasts.
It is, and
I love leftover roast sandwiches.
there's a few for everybody.
Okay.
So they're a bit all right.
Bruce is such a catty gay. This is gonna hurt.
What order do we want to go in? I feel like we shouldn't do you last because then you'll forget everyone else got roasted as well.
No. You do him last because he's going to enjoy all of ours. But if you do him first, he's just going to be sitting there fuming at Bruce for all of ours.
That's true.
You guys.
You guys.
I can't be roasted before the roast.
No, that's true. All right. GMat. Let's start with GMat. GMat looks like Adele, but back in her prime. She lost a lot of weight recently.
That's really funny.
GMat's favorite sauce is barbecue, and his weatherproof poncho is technically made for a barbecue.
What?
I think he's saying I eat barbecue so much.
Shut up, Bruce. That
Beck,
sucks.
This is still me, apparently. Beck likes to take the piss out of Matt when he says dumb things, but Matt likes to take the piss out of Beck when he's laying under her squat. Jesus.
Fun little turn of phrase.
GMat is known for burping while playing video games. He's also known for perspiring.
The Adele one is so good. I'm still thinking the Adele one.
On to Beck. Beck has the aesthetic of a 50-year-old high school art teacher, but the sleeping pattern of an 80-year-old coma patient. When Beck blows her budget on giant pretzels and kids' party mix frozen foods, she dilutes her energy drinks with Fanta and no dose to make them last longer. Matt hosts G Stream and Beck hosts Matt's P Stream.
Jesus Christ. Do you guys actually like urine play? What's going on?
I know. I thought I was done. I'm getting roasted in Beck. Both Beck and GMat like being pissed on.
He's definitely had something on the brain that day.
A bit of piss on the brain.
That's very funny.
Ben.
Yep.
Ben's favourite cake is a urinal cake.
On brand.
Nobody's safe.
Ben still uses the printed yellow pages to call the doctor and book his prostate exams. That's an old joke. I like that one.
And you know what's good about that? Is the prostate inflamed means you have trouble pissing. So full circle.
It's all full circle. Okay.
And the doctor, when they put his finger in,
Yeah.
full circle.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Seeing Ben smile is like seeing a dog walk on its hind legs. It's rare, surprising, and looks fucking stupid. Ben looks like a Weasley, but instead of magic abilities, he has passive anger issues.
Passive? That's nice. Thanks, Bruce.
That's so good.
The hell's a Weasley?
A Ron Weasley, like a
Like
Weasley.
in your book.
Oh, yeah, my book, yeah.
Ben is great at impressions. He does an awesome Obama, a fantastic Stephen Hawking, and there's this one voice he does for 1 hour a week where he's a 55-year-old man talking about piss and shit with kids half his age.
That's good. That's probably the best one.
That's a good one.
Aidan.
Okay.
Aidan doesn't talk about it, but his car is actually a food van called the Tzatziki truck. Fact.
Here comes the
I
punchline.
never talk about it.
Aidan has a smile that says, yeah.
Oh, God, here we go.
I ruined it by laughing.
Okay.
Aidan has a smile that says, yes, I can produce breast milk. And just because it's in quotes. Oh, I don't understand Aidan's fashion. He wears Frenchmen as gloves and he wears dog shit for clothes.
That's the new best one.
You can trust Aidan, maybe not with any secrets or anything, but you can trust him to interrupt loudly and Greekly.
That one won't linger.
Aidan reminds me of a public toilet.
Oh, my God.
Eds, because it's
Oh, there
time
we go.
I make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you. What do you mean funny?
Bruce jokes.
That
Oh my
scared
god,
me.
what
That
a
worked
fucking
perfectly.
overwhelming amount of information.
Why did that start again?
That was very funny.
That's a lot to take in.
Oh my god.
Those were mostly pretty good.
Those
Oh,
were
yeah.
pretty good all the way through. Better than our roasts.
They were pretty great.
Yeah. Meaner
They weren't
than
better
our
than
roasts.
ours.
They were meaner than
There
our
was a
roasts.
few mean
30% of them were all good.
Oh, I laughed I laughed a lot.
I really
I
liked.
even laughed at mine, which is so.
You have a smile that
rare.
says, "Yes, I can produce breast milk." I don't know why that got me so
Does
bad.
that? Does it? Look.
It's like the piss one, where it's just there's no reality to it.
Oh my god.
I'm not into piss.
You are into feet though.
You should see me when feet are covered in piss.
That is so upsetting to hear. Imagine how tingly the foot would feel.
Would it? How hot's your piss?
No, but like, don't you
What do
get
you
like,
mean?
Drink
Like
a
any
handful of
that?
water.
Hot piss coming through.
No, but doesn't like isn't because like piss is like acidy?
Acidic, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna piss on my foot later. I'll tell you.
Because like if you pissed yourself, I just remember as a kid, if you pissed yourself, your thigh feels a little like tingly, like ooh, that's weird.
Surprisingly, for the amount that I've shit myself, I don't have a memory of pissing myself.
I only have a memory of pissing myself. Do you mind? She's kicked me twice.
You should have
now.
at least one other
This
memory,
motherfucker's kicked
Aidan.
twice. Yes. I was created yesterday.
What if I just get in the shower before I shower? I'd piss my underpants.
No. Don't piss your underpants. Stand in the shower. And before you turn the thing on, just piss, but like make sure you piss your leg.
Here's the thing.
You're teaching Matt, as a 20-something-year-old man, how to piss himself.
Yeah, but I don't want him to
The
piss on his
GMat
clothes.
experience.
Don't piss on your clothes. Just hold your cock and balls so that you piss on
That's not
yourself.
pissing yourself then, isn't it? Isn't it just
No, but I
pissing?
just want him to feel piss on his leg.
I don't think it's stingy.
You think it's stingy?
I pee in the shower.
I was like I was like 7 at the time, so I can't imagine.
You drink
I
a
had
lot
the
more.
greatest diet.
Sulfuric acid back then.
Yeah, way more.
I pee in the shower
Sure.
because I'm not a liar and
Sure.
everybody pees in the shower.
Sure.
But something about not turning the water on and just pissing in
That's
the
so
shower
gross.
feels really fucking gross.
Yeah, of course it
it's like if you're in a pool and you
No.
piss and you
No,
go,
pissing in-
"Hey everybody, I just pissed the pool," and they go, "Ah, yeah." But if you got out of the pool
Yeah.
and pissed into the pool,
That's fucking
hilarious.
psychotic. That's psychotic.
if I was with you guys and you got out of the pool and pissed in,
Next time you come over,
I wouldn't be able to fucking breathe.
I just whip my cock and start pissing into the pool.
If you pissed at me, I'd be like, "Aidan, no, stop! It's gross." But if you did it in the pool, I'd be like, "Get the fuck out, you animal!"
Imagine that. He'd be like, no, trying to swim away. You're walking along the side of the pool.
Stop! It got in my mouth.
I don't think I have much distance control on my piss though. Could you, if needed, extend or shorten the
Yes, I know what you're trying to say, and yeah, I could.
range,
Yeah.
length?
Isn't it? You just got to bear down. Right?
Yeah, but it's a bit
Do your
because
kegels.
you can also stop. Like it takes,
I could stop it. I had needed to.
but like that point between going and stopping, where you got to just put it a little bit.
That
Like-
would hurt. I feel
Like there's a bit of bark in your cock. Full circle.
a little bit of tan bark in your cock.
Yep. Tan bark.
Yeah.
Something I thought about earlier when we were talking about the school. Did you know? And I'm not going to say who it is because it's a person in my family, but a person in my family works at
Narrows it down.
at the super school in my hometown. They've made a super school.
Oh, the new one that Dan Andrews was at.
Yeah, that the government are throwing money at because it's a test.
I know.
And they have these amazing facilities. It's like they've taken all the shit public schools in my area and put all the kids onto one brand new built campus, which is like 3 giant buildings with
Is it
like
huge? Is it like very big? It shows a massive
it's
amount
tall.
of kids.
It's like big and tall.
How many students do you know?
Like between 1 and 2,000. Like it's not like
It's
a
not like
5,000.
it's not every public school student in.
It is,
Shepparton.
but keep in mind when I was at school, there was only like 500 students.
Okay,
So
sure.
it's bringing
It
them
is.
all so that all the resources are together. There's like dance studios and theaters and crazy shit. And it's been less than 6 months and the school is trashed. And I was like, oh, surprise, surprise. You took all the fucking public school students, put them in one building, and it wasn't like a cohesive utopia of
like they were like things are broken.
kids. Police get called to the school all the time. These kids are just fucking feral. You're forcing all different kids to come together. you know. And if I went from when I was at school, if my collective got put in with another school, I feel like it'd be like West Side Story.
You reckon?
Yeah, just
A lot
be
of
like,
clicking and dancing.
exactly. Yeah, that's why they got the dance studios and the theaters.
Right.
Yeah, it's not going well.
So what you're saying is everyone should just stay where they're from and not come together in any sort of way and blend, I guess, cultures and experiences. Everyone should stay separated but equal.
I think
Is that what you're...
I think everyone should blend in smaller groups.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like 300 or so is enough. You know, there's enough fighting going on in my public school before you put us all with other kids from public schools and forced us to make new friends.
It's nice to have a collective enemy though, isn't it? Where all of the Marupna kids can come together and go, fuck them now.
But then, like, you're mixing kids from different schools, and then, like, you're in year 11, and now you have to redo that process of working out the food chain and working out where everyone sits, who the alphas are. And I'm just saying, it's just human nature. And of course, these kids are going to stab each other.
Yeah, they all want to be the alpha. I understand.
Everybody they got to work it out.
What's lower than a beta? Like a Z, like an omega?
Charlie?
Where's the bottom?
Charlie, yeah. Delta.
Echo.
Which alphabet are we using?
The phonetic.
We're using the phonetic. I thought we were using the Greek.
Look at Kappa.
Kappa's Greek now.
Theta?
That's Greek and also
Romeo?
phonetic. That's phonetic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you want to go back to Greek?
Well,
So alphabetic Kappa.
I was just wondering because I could be a
So
Zulu.
that's what I'm saying. I was saying he should go back to Greek.
He should go back to Greece. Fucking, I'm glad we all finally said it.
Saying we shouldn't all be. Anyway.
I'm from Victoria. I was born here.
There's a Victorian Greece?
Prove it. Let's see the papers.
Yeah, there is a Victoria Greece.
We need the birth certificate. Where's the certificate? Where's the certificate?
Were fights breaking out at your school, Aidan?
No.
Because I know you weren't at a private school, but you were at a
I was at
Catholic
a
school.
Catholic
It's a bit
co-educational
nicer.
school,
Basically the same thing.
which is essentially the
You'd
same thing,
economically
just one was subsidized.
stifle
by the
people though,
Catholic-
wouldn't you?
One was subsidized by the Catholic Church.
Okay.
And one isn't. So yeah.
Oi,
it was a private school.
Nick's coming in. Let's freeze his shares. Let's freeze his shares. Don't tell him. Oh, Nick, you checked your portfolio this morning? Fuck. Look at that line. That goes down, doesn't it?
Yeah, there was a couple of stabbings.
Oh, good one.
One stabbing.
Right into the Audi tire.
No. There was a kid that I'm sure I told this on this podcast, but there was a kid that was the kid that did the stabbing was getting viciously bullied by this guy,
Okay.
and he was like definitely school shooter type, you know, like alone, like the kid that was being bullied, just
School
quiet,
stabber.
alone, school stabber, and he stole a piece of glass that you put stuff in between to look through a microscope. You know those like little plates? It's just like a rectangle.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah,
a
yeah.
slide.
yeah.
Sort of.
Oh,
A
yeah,
slide,
yeah,
exactly.
cool,
So
yeah.
it's a slide, and they're quite sharp.
I was thinking of a
And-
telescope. I was like, how do you get it out?
That's what I did. That's all my brain went.
That's what happens when you don't study for your exams. boys.
Microscope.
Yeah.
It's like a tiny little telescope.
Yeah, like a tiny telescope, but you're looking at tiny things. Yeah,
You'd
I
have
guess.
to... You couldn't even see it with the naked human eye.
You have to use a
This
telescope
tiny
to
little
see the
telescope. You'd
microscope.
have to put it under some sort of
Nano,
Magnifying glass.
What would you even call it?
thing that... I don't know.
Like a small looker.
He took that and he stabbed him right in front of the lockers.
Where?
Where? Yeah.
Where's that?
Oh, that
Yeah,
kid's
yeah.
going to kill.
Well, yeah, he stabbed him here because I remember when the kid didn't die.
Yeah,
Did you
that's
do
a
that
kill
thing?
shot.
Did he...
Yes, yes. I
That's
was
grim.
on the other side of the hallway, so I didn't see it. I didn't see the stabbing, but God, you better fucking believe I saw the guy with the fucking. It was so because it was like there was screaming and nobody knew what to do, and the kid stabbed him and then was like, "Leave me alone," and then ran away, and we were like, "What the fuck?" Mind you, the guy that got stabbed was an asshole, but
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
fair.
but he got stabbed in the neck, so he was a hero at the school from then on.
Oh. What
Which is
happened to the kid
upsetting.
who stabbed?
I don't know. I didn't see him after that day ever again.
Damn.
I remember two girls, and one of them was really, really catty, and the other one was a bit quieter. But the really catty, loud one was very little and was really barking up the wrong tree. And it escalated in the quiet one on top of her, little girl face down, and she's got her hair, scrunched her hair, and just smashing her face into the concrete, like really just letting everything go. Like if we didn't stop her, she would have killed her, like pushing her down. And I remember the principal getting up and the principal putting like trying to separate them, and then she was hitting the principal, and the principal like with his forearm like pushed her into the locker and like really hurt her, and he got in a lot of trouble because he was trying to thing, and he got her like sort of in the throat up against the locker, and it was just like a really messy situation.
Wow.
That one sticks in my head. I think it was because it was two girls, and we didn't see girls fight that often.
Right.
But yeah, I remember this kid called Ashton running across. I watched him run. What's he doing? And he did like a full Superman jump, punching it back of someone's head. Sometimes I just lie awake at night thinking about all the different fights I saw and being like, fuck, I'm so glad that
I like the idea of you, just the face that you pulled, like you on the side of the other. What the fuck's up to?
Ashton is sprinting, really?
He's really got some pace going. I never seen him do that in PE. Was he so red?
Oh, shit.
He's angry.
Oh, God, Michael.
He's just thrown his sandwich. That's a good sandwich. What a waste of a sandwich. Oh, fuck, he fucking punched him. You guys, yeah.
In what world do you think that teenage Matt was not going, fucking fight?
The demonstration goes
No.
like,
I wasn't good. I didn't want to get in.
You didn't want to get in?
No. And I didn't want to.
I
I
always wanted to
kept
get
my
in.
distance to watch. And he was very little. And his punches were like,
well, he's probably far away, man.
like he's just laying into this kid. And I was like, whoa, Jesus, I don't want to get, yeah. And he was like it would take nothing to trigger him and get him fucking going.
Those kids.
There's always an Ashton.
Yeah. They were everywhere. Everyone in my year was an Ashton. I was like, every one of these guys, it would
They're
take
all just
nothing.
upset.
They'd be like, fuck you, and fuck you, Matt, your mum's fat, and fuck you, cunt. And I'd be like,
Fuck you.
what the fuck you said?
Yeah.
I will kill you.
Yeah. That was Travis. He was my bully.
Travis.
I was, because I'm not the coolest. I wasn't that cool in school either. I was a theater kid. Cool. And he used to come up to me like, hey, I heard you do karate. I'm like, yeah.
It's pronounced karate.
And he's like, you want to fucking fight me? I'm like, no, not really. Although, this is the best story. This is the best fight story at my high school. This is it. My friend Keel, as in the underside of a boat. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Is that he's from Keel and P?
He's from Keel and P. My friend Keel and I were in homeroom together for the last 2 years of school, and we had another guy in there called Luke, and Luke was a fucking douchebag. Like, douchebag, hit the gym all the time, rice, broccoli, and chicken every day. I'm fucking bulking dude, like, let's fucking go. And he'd speak like that, and he was just...
And he still ate baby fat.
Yeah, he was clever, but, like, didn't want to be clever, so he was just like, I don't give a fuck about anything, man, like, fuck you. And he said...
So glad we have someone on this podcast who can do that accent.
Yeah, he said...
We all still do.
Yeah, he said to Keel, he was like, "Fuck you, you fucking poor little shithead," right? Like, and Keel's family is not poor, but it was just mean. It was a mean thing to say. And Keel said, "Fuck you, Luke. Your dad makes money from poo because he's a plumber, right?" And he was like, "What did you just fucking say about my dad, bro? Like, what the fuck do you even think you could? Are you saying something about my fucking dad today after school, man? You better fucking watch your back."
Classic.
Right? And I'm like, oh shit, Keel. And he's like, fuck, it's Luke. Who gives a fuck? Right? Who cares? All right, no problem. So I go home. Keel's whatever. The next day I find Keel, big bruise, massive bruise on his face. I go, oh my God, Keel, what happened? And he said, after school, I was walking to the bus and Luke and 6 of his cousins jumped me on the oval. And he's like, don't ever fucking talk about my dad and poo. That's the funniest fucking thing I've ever been in my life.
No one ever brought up your socio-economic, like nothing. It was just about the people. You weren't ever like, you poor bitch.
Yeah.
Because we're all poor
school,
bitch.
Yeah.
But interesting to be like, I don't know anyone's dads or what anyone's dads did.
We just knew that he installed toilets. He wasn't even a plumber.
What
He
a poopy.
installed toilets. So it's like, well, you make money off other people's shit. It was such a funny fucking insult.
I went to a private school for 1 year. It was an all-girls school, and that's all it was. It was all sniping about what your fucking parents did or
Gee.
how many weeks I spent in Tokyo this summer holidays or whatever. And I used to get it all the time because I was there on a scholarship. I was like, you're going to work at McDonald's for the rest of your life. All that kind of really
Jokes on them.
bitchy stuff.
You were the manager for a little while. Take that.
I was only there 9 months.
Yeah. There was a lot of, my dad does this and your dad does that.
Ugh.
I had a Travis bully as well that had like Crohn's and like calcium issues.
Oh,
and like,
fuck off, Travis.
but he was 2 years older than me, so I'm not going to do anything. But he was in my brother's year, and he was making fun of me. And my brother just pushed him, and his shin bone snapped. He fell backwards, and he did that thing where it was like he lifted his leg up, and it was loose from just pushing him. And it was the best thing I ever fucking saw.
Yeah,
because he was relentless.
With a calcium deficiency, you're bullying people.
It was some issue.
You can't back it up.
Some
People with
bone
glass
issue
bones.
where it was like, yeah, I pushed him, and it just snapped.
That guy doesn't want to have an earthquake at all.
Yeah.
Was your brother like,
No, he,
I have this power?
he is a good guy. So
Just
he
started pushing
freaked
other
out. He was like,
No,
I'm
but
so
he thought it was
sorry.
him, not glass bones.
Yeah, he did think it
It's
was
like, anyone fucks with me, I'm going to smash him to bits.
he kind of did trip up a little bit and just did something
You
and
shouldn't
just
break
snapped
your
his shin bone.
bone.
Yeah, it was
This is
pathetic.
this is your strongest bone.
That was the,
your
um,
thigh bone, but your
femur.
shin bones are quite strong, aren't they? Tibia and fibia.
Yeah.
No, that's your arm.
It was
They
the
all
next. It
What's
was
in
a.
your
It was the other. We all
what's in
had
your
a.
elbow?
That's tibia and fibia. You're thinking of ulnar and radius.
Thank you. Tibia and fibia is your leg. Nailed it.
Someone paid attention in one class.
So you were a good health man, were you?
It's just waiting for sex
That's
ed
what
to
it
come
says
around.
on my whatever the thing is, the ATA.
My hater. No
Oh,
number.
please, who are you kidding? It was the enter back then.
Yeah, yours was yours really the enter?
Probably.
course
I don't
it
know. I
was.
wouldn't pay attention to
Because
it, but
Enter
I'm
was
assuming.
only briefly before us.
The ATAR.
Wait, am
Yeah,
I
it
a
was
year
an-
older than you guys?
Yes.
We're not in the same year. No.
No, but when I was in year 7, enter was still a thing.
2013 graduate.
Yeah, all right.
Graduate.
Yeah.
1987, 2004.
My brother's the same age as Ben, and he had an Enter.
Yeah, it's an enter score.
He had a
You got one.
No, he didn't. He got
I got
so
NA.
low it didn't. You
You have to
NA.
pay.
Attaboy.
You have to pay.
Do you?
to see it.
If you get so low, they don't report it in the Victorian curriculum. Here's what everyone got.
So if you
for.
go to enter.com and they're like, put in your credit card details, you're like, ooh, this is not going to be good.
yes, yes,
I'm going to get a single digit
that's
back.
right. That's right.
The amount that I'm going to put in is going to be more than I'm going to read on the screen.
Exactly
Oh,
correct.
no.
I think it's if you're below 30, they don't.
You
give
get like
anything.
UG ungraded or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get ungraded.
UGLY. You didn't
ain't
study
got no
your fucking
uni
classes.
now.
Go to night school. To night school.
Yeah, he had to do a mediation session breaking that kid's foot. I had to do a mediation. I've talked about this on the podcast with the legal teacher that I was having issues with. And my oldest brother had to do a mediation session with him and his girlfriend because they kept leaving to have sex. So,
That sounds like a school problem, not a him and his girlfriend problem.
but it was between the parents. Like the parents had to come in and be like, okay, here's the thing. They keep going across the road, into the car, across the road, and having sex over there during class and stuff. It needs to stop. And I remember when I did my mediation session, Mum was like, I thought you were better than this. I thought you were going to be the one kid, or I didn't have to come into school for a mediation session.
We need to talk because Matt keeps going across the street into the car with his iPad Touch.
Matt keeps taking a PlayStation.
He keeps
4.
going under the school at lunchtime with his iPod.
See, I think my mum was happy about that. That was the only time where she was like on the child's side.
because it was the teacher was a pain.
Yeah, the teacher's been particularly awful and saying stuff to her sister, who was a teacher at another school, and the daughter of a friend of mine. It's like, so she's saying shit to you at like family dinners. And I'm like, that's so weird.
Yeah, that's
Which I
fucked.
now understand being older. If I had a shitty kid, I'd definitely be bringing it up at family dinners.
100%.
Yeah.
We
100%.
we had a shitty Travis at my school.
This,
too.
always a
I've
shitty
never met a
Travis.
good
yeah,
one.
I know. And I used to sit next to him in year 9 humanities, and he'd go, "Psst, Beck," and I'd look over, and he's popped his balls out in the middle of class.
What the fuck?
Can't kill a classic.
Well, imagine
What are you doing?
imagine if we
It's
held
Bruce jokes.
children accountable, like held children
Same
as accountable as
standards.
adults. Not
Yeah.
for like if a child murders somebody, they have to go through whatever process they have to go through. But I remember when I was like 6, I took a girl under the
The school. You want to see an iPod?
like the swing thing. We went under there and I showed her my penis, and I'm like, I was 6, but it's still this penis.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still the same penis
Well,
that I showed to.
the same size?
I just flopped out for a girl. I was like, look at that.
So there you go. There's that.
And imagine if someone came in.
Thoughts, qualms, questions. I'll be taking questions now. Yes, you.
She would have been like, hey, I'm going to take you to court. And I'd be like, what?
Why? Do you think it would be odd? That's a weird way, of course, it'd be odd. Do you think it'd be odd if a child was born with the exact same penis size that they'll have for the rest of their life?
That would be fucking
Like
freaky.
eyeballs. How your eyes are always the same size. Your head just grows around
You
them.
just grown with a fully
And it's all-
adult man-sized cock,
It's all veiny and everything already.
but it wouldn't have any hair, so it's super weird looking.
Oh, imagine it did have hair.
That's so weird.
That'll
Take
make your
solace-
health studies class a bit more full on, Beck.
Jesus.
Hey, Beck.
It was humanities.
But he was 16, wasn't he?
Year 9, 14.
It's getting
okay.
You know,
it's still getting a little old to be pulling your balls
There's
out.
too many hormones in that
Yeah,
cock.
it's much too old, I think. Any time at high school is like,
when you're showing
come on.
balls to people.
Yeah.
You want to take
Unless
it
you're
seriously.
asked, unless you're asked.
I think there should be a rule that if you have pubic hair, you're no longer allowed to show people.
I don't want even a child to show me their cock. I don't know about you, but I don't want a child
I'm glad we
to show it to
cleared
You think
that
the
up.
lady doth protest too
Hang on,
much?
let me just, come here, kid. Let me just double check. Is there hair on this? Are we good?
me. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Checking for lice. Yep, you're good. Yep. You can show.
I used to just not include girls and stuff as well. Like, imagine if we were like, hey, don't do
Get
that.
out. Yeah, get out.
Used to
Hey,
be
hey,
like-
hey, we're playing Tiggy, but only the boys.
Fuck you. And then they'd go and cry and you'd be like, ha, ha, ha.
I was never this kid. What sort of an animal kid
You
were
never
you?
like just excluded girls from things?
Yeah, then they turn into me.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I played Kiss Chasey with Rose.
I mean, we all play Kiss Chasey.
and Ash and Claire.
Yeah, but did you play
And
Beyblades
Thomas
with
Vu.
girls?
No, I only played Beyblades with Michael Richardson, but only because
Michael Richards.
yeah.
Imagine if adults were held at the same standard as kids.
What? Why?
Michael
Michael
Richards.
Richards,
Oh, Michael Richards.
Yeah.
you know.
But Richardson.
Did you have to stop playing with him after a certain point because of the social pressure?
Yeah, he went and did a gig, and I couldn't.
Well,
I
so,
couldn't play Beyblades
you know,
with him.
his early years are really good, and then he got in high school, and you know,
Well,
primary
actually,
school
do
was
you know
over.
what's so funny? That's very true of Michael Richardson. I've said his last name way too much.
But now it stands.
Just call him Kramer.
yeah. It's the same stands of Kramer. I played Beyblades with him, and I was never very good at Beyblades.
Is there a
had-
skill to
It's
it?
really a luck sort of
Well,
thing.
I didn't have a good Beyblade,
Oh, there it is.
but Michael Richardson, damn it! But Kramer had a good Beyblade.
We had the little arena thing and everything, and we were the cool kids bringing it to school, and then they all got banned. So
I was a Yu-Gi-Oh man, still am technically, but I used to trade Yu-Gi-Oh cards with Josh. Oh God, the full names are way better, but I can't full name these people. With Josh, and I remember that
Richardson's a good one because he
with Josh
'Cause it
Richardson,
works for the
everyone's
game.
going to be Richardson.
yeah.
With Josh Richardson, and I swindled him out of the full Exodia set,
Nice. Got him.
and I gave him like a D the Hunter, or maybe a
sucked in.
pot of greed. But then, and then he cried to the teacher, and my principal, Mr. Richardson, had to tell me to give him back.
Well, of course he's going to do that. His son was the one who got swindled.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's a very good point.
He took my left foot.
Yeah, he took the whole fucking set, and I actually remember I gave him a fake card called Darkly Big Rabbi, which was essentially Exodia, but in the fake. You know how you could get
Yeah,
the ones
yeah.
and it didn't have that little square down the
Yeah.
bottom. You're like, this is a fake
And the
card,
little
man.
shiny circle.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Exodia, I gave him, and I was like, and its attack and defense points, by the way, are infinity.
Nice.
So it's like you can't beat that card, but it's not real. So I was like, you can have this if I can have all of those sets plus the ritual card. He gave
It's a
it
weird
to
thing
me.
with the fake cards. It's like they know what the cards look like. Just do the square.
yeah,
Fake the square too.
yeah.
Did you give Yu-Gi-Oh cards? What happens when you lose a Beyblade thing? Because we used to give Tarzos and stuff. We used to take stuff from other games as trading things for when we played.
Currency.
For Tarzan.
Yeah. Because we didn't know what to do for Beyblades. It's like, well, give me your Dragon Ball Z things.
Technically, you were supposed to give your Beyblade over.
Pink slips.
We were playing for Pink Slips, but I only played it a couple of times. So
He really wanted that that rabbi card. And he was hitting that R extra hard.
yeah,
And he was like, give me that.
come on, coward.
Yeah, I'm a coward.
I'm pretty sure we played for tuck shop items. I think
Okay.
a long time ago.
What's your best thing from the tuck shop at your high school?
Oh.
Well, I showed the tuck shop lady my penis once, and she gave me $5.
You did not.
No, I didn't.
It had hair on it.
I don't know. Well, primary school tuck shops are very different from high school. We only played Beyblades in primary school.
a primary school tuck shop?
Yeah, but all you ever got was slush puppies and like those little yogurt stick things.
I had
They're
one
like
there.
pink and they got the
What?
white bit in the middle.
Anything
all.
unless it was Italian Day, and then we got gelati and a pizza.
Italian Day?
Yeah, we had a day called Italian Day because we learned Italian. We had Italian Day,
Makes sense.
and we'd spend the whole day doing activities and playing bocce, and the bell was the Italian national anthem.
Yeah, we did that
We'd
with
have pizza
Indonesia.
and gelati. It was a great day, Italian Day. Amazing day.
I'd prefer Italian. I don't. Is this racial? I'd prefer Italian Day over Indonesian Day.
I don't know.
Indonesian Day was
I don't know if
less
it's-
fun.
I don't know if it's racial. I don't think
It's
is.
racial. It might not be racist.
Yes,
it's definitely racial.
I prefer gelati and pizza.
the
to
country's not
Indonesian
racist.
food.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Also, I prefer Italian. I gotta stop. Hey, it's GMat here, and don't forget, if you enjoyed that episode of the GMat podcast and you want to hear more, we also have the podcast post show over at patreon.com/the GMat podcast. The post show is a shorter episode recorded directly after the main podcast, where we wrap things up and talk about anything we didn't have time to talk about. $3 a month and cancel anytime. We are a community-supported podcast, so your support over there funds the show and makes it easier for us to keep doing what we love. If you want to support us, head over to patreon.com/the GMat podcast.